Yeah. Hey, 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 here we are, YouTube. How you doing? Hey, 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 here we are, YouTube. How you doing? Well. My name is Hillary. I'm here in Ontario, Canada. Here we are, YouTube. And Teresa, how you doing? Where are you? Well. My name is Hillary. I'm here in Ontario, Canada. Here we are, YouTube. And Teresa, how you doing? Where are you? Well. My name is Hillary. I'm here in Ontario, Canada. Here we are, YouTube. We have feedback. We're having difficulties already. Here we go again. My name is Hillary. I'm here in Ontario. Let me call the tech. We have feedback. We're having difficulties already. Here we go again. My name is Hillary. I'm here in Ontario. Let me call the tech. That's what life looks like, everybody. Okay. Okay, we're back. Hoping that everything is coming out good to you. We've had some technical difficulties for the last couple of days, and we're trying to get everything up and running. But we said, let's try it. Let's go live, and we'll see what happens. Right, Teresa?
Yes, so we are.
Let's start over again. Welcome to Hot Tea with Pleasures. We're here every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we keep it raw and real. My name is Hillary. I'm here in Ontario, Canada.
My name is Teresa. I'm here in beautiful island of Barbados.
Yep. And we remember to like,
share, comment, subscribe.
Yep. Tonight we have an interesting, but first, disclaimer. What's a disclaimer, Teresa?
We are not medical practitioners.
Not.
All of our research, we did all of our research, and we bring information to you.
That's right. That's right. So we're going to be talking about vaginal steaming, and then we're going to go into speaking about the beauties of growing elder, aged over 40 for women.
Over 40.
Mm-hmm. So let's start with what is vaginal steaming?
Oh. Vaginal steaming. When you hear the word steaming, you know it's something warm, it's something hot. So vaginal steaming is a warm feeling down below.
Warm.
Down below. Vaginal steaming is warm feeling
not
around the vagina.
Hot.
Warm feeling around the vagina. That's the first thing. Secondly, the reason for vaginal steaming is to clean the vagina and the uterus, regulate menstruation, ease cramps and bloating. So those are 1, 2, 3, 4 main reasons for vaginal steaming. Get that warm feeling below, clean the uterus and vagina, regulate menstruation, ease cramps and bloating.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you might ask, where does this vaginal steaming came from? So my friend Hillary is going to give you a little bit history about vaginal steaming and where it came from.
Yeah. Well, another word for vaginal steaming is yoni, right?
Yoni.
Yeah, yoni.
Yoni steam.
Yoni steaming. And if we look at vaginal steaming, the history of it, it starts in the Indonesia, Asia area, Thailand, as well as Africa, mainly in Mozambique and South Africa. So the items or the herbs used in those areas are normally wormwood and basil and mugwort. Now, I remember, and I was telling Teresa about this earlier, I remember when I was a very young girl, I was having my menstrual cycle for the first time. I was 8 years old, started really early. That was a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. And
you survived.
I survived.
You survived it.
And I remember that my grandmother or great grandmother or my mom, I can't remember exactly whom, but they put me on something they call a potty in Barbados. Or is it potty or potsy?
Potty or topsy?
Topsy.
T-O-P-S like topsy.
What we would call like a pan here in Canada.
Basin.
Or basin, yeah. And they sit you on it, and it was warm. I remember the warm sensation. And they had like a cloth or blanket or whatever they put on top of my lap and had me squat, and it did work in that did relax the muscles, and I wasn't as much pain as I was before. Again, personal experience, not talking about, we're not advocating over here. But anyways, yeah, so the the practice of this started back in those days, in those areas, because of, after birth cleanse. It was a way of
Mm-hmm.
cleaning the vaginal area. And they not only use cleaning, steaming, but they also use smoking method as well to
Mm-hmm.
cleanse the area. So that's basically where that all came from. So it's not new. It's not
Not at
new.
all. Not at
It's
all.
new to us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not new to the Asian and the African community. Okay, it's new to us, and we appreciate that, and them sharing that with us. And yeah, I'll give it back over to you, Teresa. We can go on talking about
Yes,
you know
it's a
the
growing
herbs.
trend, or a trend that has grown
Mm-hmm.
in spas and studios and around Barbados.
Mm-hmm.
Also, from research, I've noticed a lot of persons on Instagram also have the steam as part of the practice in the salons, and there
Mm-hmm.
are also courses that you can go and learn how to do it properly. However, there are some herbs that have some benefits. We did some research, and there are a number of herbs that keep repeating on different sites that are mainly used. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to give you a list about 6 or 7 of these herbs, and I'm going to give you the benefits, the pros and cons of vaginal steaming. Now, the first herb that is up is lavender. Now, we all know we love the scent of lavender, and lavender is an antimicrobial, along with rosemary, which is also an antimicrobial. So you have lavender and rosemary, both antimicrobial herbs, including antibacterial. So those two herbs to start you off with are good for your vaginal steam. However, you have also mugwort. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. It is good for cleansing as well as basil. Now, a lot of these herbs that we are hearing are herbs that we make tea with, the herbs that we use in cooking. So a lot of these herbs, they have a saying, if you can put it on your skin, if it's natural, you can put it on your skin, you
Yep.
can eat it, you can consume it. Because once it goes on your skin, it goes through your pores and it gets into your bloodstream. So these herbs are good for outside and inside. Chamomile and calendula. Now, if you are familiar with herbs, chamomile and calendula, I think there's a family to what you might have there in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
Hillary. Dandelion.
Dandelions. Oh, wait,
Dandelion.
wait,
I'm
wait,
not
wait.
telling
That's
you.
the time. My tea.
Oh, that's your tea?
That's my teacup today.
Dandelion
I'm
tea?
very smiley and very happy. And
Uh-uh.
this is in my tea. In my tea, I have something called raw organic dandelions root tea. Now, I'm gonna tell you a little something. This baby works. Okay, I wasn't feeling well the other day, and this does help. It Do not put 2 tea bags inside of your tea, because
Go on and let me hear your
this
story.
relaxes the bowels very, very well. It's a great
Oh,
cleanse. It's an amazing
oh,
cleanse.
okay.
And but be very careful, and please do not go out in your backyard to save money and pick up dandelions, because I'm pretty sure they have pesticides on them. So this is another way of getting dandelions safe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not advocating or
Advocating for you
not
to go.
advertising or whatever, but Kiss Me Organics, I love their teas, and this is the one I use from them, the dandelions. And that's what I'm having tonight, because I had a little hiccup this week, wasn't feeling so good, and this is my savior. Voila.
Okay,
Continue.
good, good. Okay, so it's the chamomile and calendula. Some people pronounce it calendula, some people pronounce it calendula. But both of them are anti-inflammatories.
Mm-hmm.
I use calendula a lot in my skincare regime
Mm-hmm.
and also in my studio. I usually infuse it in the oils that I use in the studio. And I also have a soap, oatmeal and calendula. We also have that in that soap. And that soap is very good for anti-inflammatory skin. Also for babies, or if you have extremely dry skin like eczema, calendula is very good for that. It's very soothing. So you can see why it's in the steam. Also, another one is basil. Basil is very cleansing as well. So your cleansing herbs, you have the mugwort. I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Yes, you are.
And you have basil. Those are the two cleansing herbs. So you need those two are recommended to have it in your vaginal steam.
Yeah.
Also the rosemary and the lavender. Both of them are antibacterial, antimicrobial, and the lavender and the rosemary is antibacterial. So lavender and rosemary are antimicrobial and rosemary is antibacterial. Rosemary is one of those herbs that I use a lot in skincare regime. A lot of rosemary, a lot of shampoos you can find having rosemary. So that's very good for the steam as well.
And red clover as well, right? Red clover as well. Red clover?
Red clover is another one that's very good as well. And oregano. That's another one. That's antiseptic. So you got lavender, mugwort, calendula, oregano, rosemary, basil, and the wormwood.
Hey, Pamerson, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. Hello, Kobe. We got supporters on here tonight. And they're men. All right. Yes.
That's good.
Yep. Continue.
Okay, so after we have these herbs, like we said, we are not medical practitioners.
Nope.
We just put that disclaimer out there. We did a lot of research and we bring our research to you. We're sharing with you. You can also go and check behind us, and I'm sure you will find what we have here.
They also say that raspberry leaves are really good, when it comes to the pelvic muscle. Is that true? Thank you, Kobe. I really appreciate that. Kobe says it looks good. We look good. Well, thank you. We clean up well. All right. What else? What herbs you can put down there?
You were saying something about raspberry leaves?
Yeah, the raspberry. They were saying that raspberry is good for hemorrhoids as well as relaxing the pelvic muscles.
Okay, good. Now, with our herbs, there are pros and there are cons. Now, the pros, stress and fatigue. That's the pros, one of the pros for the vaginal steam. Also, hormonal imbalance. I can see why hormonal imbalance comes in there, because in your changing into your menstrual cycle and then you're going into menopause, some of us go earlier than some, the vaginal steam also helps with that, because some people break out in sweat, some people are stressful,
right?
Some people are have anxiety issues. So vaginal steaming, it is said, it helps with stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
So with the pros comes the cons.
Well, wait, before you go any further, there's one pro that because you know how they said when it started out in Africa and Asia that it was meant for after birth, right? Another way of cleansing and also preparing the vagina back for the male entry, but it also talk about postpartum pains, that it really does help with that.
That's nice.
I know. Well,
that's nice.
Yeah, well, let's not go there. And so I think that's something that that we in the growing community, the growing Asian community, can remember the postpartum when it comes to that area, and also with breastfeeding. After birth, people don't really, we talk about it, but we don't advocate too much in regards to how the body changes so much after birth. So this is one way of helping with those pains and making sure that that area, because a healthy vagina equals,
happy woman.
there you go.
Happy family.
Happy family. Happy wife, happy life.
I guess the men that have children that are tuned in can agree with us.
Yes. Right, Pamerson? You agree, right? Now, you were saying about the pros and cons, and we're about to hit the cons, which we don't like.
Yes. Yes, there are two main cons that keep occurring. And first off, the first one that is on the list, the skin in the area of the vagina is very delicate.
Yeah.
So my warmth might not be your warmth.
Yeah.
35 degrees Celsius, which is 98.2 Fahrenheit.
Yes.
Might be good for me, but you might not be able to take it.
Now,
you,
ladies,
Hillary, and our viewers on Instagram might not be able to take it. So play it safe.
Teresa,
and you don't do sorry,
Teresa. What is the word that we need to tell these people, because we don't want to get sued now? We do not sit. We squat.
We squat. We squat.
You don't want
you don't go.
You don't want certain areas to hit certain areas of that water.
You do a test with your finger first.
No, this is not a situation where you have a baby bottle and you got to figure out if the water is hot by testing the area. Okay.
That's one area you don't want to get
No. It's very, very tender, very sensitive. That's why we have a lot of pleasure there, because it's extremely, extremely sensitive. Go on.
Yeah. So the skin is delicate and can be easily burned or scalded. So we need to test the temperatures. On a serious note, we do need to test the temperatures for that.
Yes.
And the next one is they say it disrupts the natural pH produced by the vagina. Yeah. So the pH balance, they're saying between 3.8 to 4.5. But as you get older, so I'm thinking over 40s, as you get older, our pH level goes to 5. So the vaginal steaming,
or who's or?
The vaginal steam. The vaginal steam. Just be careful, okay? Just be careful. Hillary, is there something you need to tell us? Is there something you need to tell us, Hillary? Go on. I don't know.
Do we have something to tell them, Teresa?
Like she said, don't sit, squat.
Squat.
Don't sit, squat, and you'll be fine. So, like we said, we're not medical practitioners.
None so.
I'm a life coach. I'm a massage therapist. So we do a lot of research before we bring stuff to you. And from time to time, we're going to have professionals to come in and sit in with us.
Yeah. And
have a talk. And we invite you to continue, viewing our page, our posts for more information. We have stuff like that. We have a lot of interesting topics coming up that we face day to day, both men and women. So those are our pros and cons. And you have a list of the herbs that you can use for those who just joined us.
Wow, we got a lot of men on the site tonight. Hello, Rudy. How you doing? Hey. Oh, he listening.
For those who just joined us, the topic is vaginal steaming, and then we're going to go into over 40s. So the herbs that we can use are chamomile, calendula, lavender, basil, oregano, and Hillary also suggested the raspberry leaves.
Yeah, raspberry leaves. And also, do they have something called Lady Mantle?
Lady Mantle.
You ever heard of Lady's Mantle? I never heard of that one. Mm-mm. Oh, weren't you going to share that recipe? You had that recipe.
Oh yes, there's a recipe last week. We talk about lubrication.
Lubrication. I remember lubrication.
Her tofu.
Lubrication. Remember lubrication. We have a product coming out in the summertime, and it's going to be amazing. It's a great lubricant. It moisturizes amazingly. Teresa has tested it.
Indeed I have. Indeed I have.
It is great. It's natural.
You can't sell a product if you don't test it.
That's right. Can't sell what you can't sell while you don't believe. So, you know, it is tested, and we are very, very happy with the results. We had a lot of different participants that tried out the product and love it. So Teresa was talking about the recipe in our lubricant episode, and we just wanted to share that with you. You want go ahead, Teresa?
Yes, that recipe is by, first thing, it's chickpea tofu. So just carry 4 ingredients.
Tofu.
But you can,
you know me and tofu.
Yeah, you love your tofu.
I love the fact that most of our audience in that are guys. This is great. I love it.
But you can see that, but I can tell. So
I'm telling you right now, we got Rudy on the chat, we got Pamerson, we got Kobe. This is great.
That's lovely. So that recipe on homemade tofu is done. The main ingredient is chickpea flour.
Yeah.
So you have your chickpea flour, and you have your 2 to 2.5 cups of water, 1 cup of chickpea flour, 2 to 2.5 cups of water.
Yeah.
A teaspoon of salt, and a quarter to an eighth to a quarter teaspoon of turmeric.
Yeah.
Why they said a quarter to an eighth, it is optional, because you know, some people might like a brighter yellow than some.
Yeah.
But Hillary can tell you more on tofu, because she's a lover of tofu.
I just have one disclaimer. You know me and my disclaimers. If you listen, I said it last week and I'm gonna say it again. If you have a problem with the taste of your tofu, you cannot cook.
It's the chef.
Blame the chef. Tofu does not have its own taste, people. It takes on the taste of the food. Whatever soy sauce is sitting in, that's what it tastes like. We got Nicole on the screen. Hello, Nicolette. How you doing? Nicolette help us out a lot with PR. So thank you so much for your support. I'm glad to see you here tonight. Yes, Teresa can't see what I'm seeing.
That's lovely. No.
So let's do a little recap before we take a.
I'm excited that we have so many viewers though.
Yeah. We our first premiere show.
Men, you said?
Yeah, it was over 100 people. Men? That's a great start. You know, we got to start somewhere.
Yes.
According to Drake, starting from the bottom, then we're here. You know, I'm not gonna rap. I was gonna rap. I'm not gonna rap. But you know, that was great for us to start out. We are 2 women we're not old, we're aged, right, Teresa? We're matured. We're about to hit the big 5-0. You know, I'll say this.
Are you excited about your 5-0?
Huh?
Are you excited about your 5-0?
I am very excited. I'm excited about my 5-0 for other reasons.
You were excited about your 5-0 5 years ago.
I've been telling people I'm 50 years old for a minute. Okay, I'm ready. Apparently, you get to tell people what you really think about them. No, I'm joking.
That comes with another topic. That's another topic.
Actually, next week I'm really excited about our show next week. But we're going to take a break before we move into being over 40, women over 40, and the beauties of that. Rudy puts up, no wonder you get teased in the family chat all those times of tofu.
What does the time look like before we go for a break, so I can recap?
Yeah, we're gonna we do a recap, and then we're gonna go right into talking about being beautiful 40s and 50s, because the ladies and the gents in the 40s and 50s today is looking kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Very nice, I
I'm gonna
must
say
say.
80s, 80s and 70s rock. We had a great time. We still partying. We still partying from the 70s and 80s. So we are very much about health, very about mental health and physical health and acceptance and looking at flaws as assets. That's what I always say. That's my thing.
Mm-hmm. That's a
But
motto.
let's do a recap.
Okay, for those who joined us late,
Hmm.
we started our podcast tonight is about vaginal steaming. We mentioned to you what vaginal steaming is. It's the warm feeling, obviously, because it's steam. And the benefit is to help clean the vagina and the uterus, regulate menstruation, ease cramps and bloating. Then we gave you some of the herbs that keeps popping up when we did our search, and lavender, rosemary, calendula, chamomile, calendula and chamomile, they're that family. Basil and mugwort. Hope I'm pronouncing it right, Hillary.
Yep,
And
that's right.
oregano. They have antimicrobial, antiseptic, cleansing, and antibacterial properties. Calendula is anti-inflammatory, and like I said before, calendula is very good for the skin. Even for babies, you can use calendula on your baby. It's very good.
Yeah.
Then we had our pros and cons. Our pros and cons, where the pros were vaginal steaming is good for stress, fatigue, and hormonal imbalance. And the cons, remember, there is very sensitive vagina
Very,
area.
very sensitive to
Very sensitive.
everything.
So do that hand test before you sit too close to some hot steam.
Squat
So
is
you
the
don't want
word.
you to be burned.
Squat.
Sorry?
Squat.
You don't want you to get burned or get scalded. Also, the pH balance is the constant pH balance is 3.8 to 4.5, and as you get older, it goes up to a 5. So
Okay.
they're saying that the vaginal steaming likely to change that, so that's one of the cons. So I advise you, if you want to do a vaginal steam, consult your physician, go to someone that is trained in that area, and you'll be on the right track.
That's right. The
There you
right
go.
track. And remember,
Mhm.
once down there is clean and healthy, everything else
It's
works
clean and healthy.
a
Everyone else
little
is
bit better.
happy.
And you know, some of the ways that you can tell that you're not healthy in those areas are discharge, pain, dryness,
Itchiness,
coloration in
irritation,
the underwear. Let's talk about that,
even
ladies.
bleeding
That
for
yep,
some
and
persons.
bleeding.
Even
So,
bleeding
mm-hmm.
before and after sexual activity.
Yeah.
So let's care about these people. You see
Okay.
anything that's strange, we get to the doctors.
You know, part of being live, right, is mistakes. And apparently, our viewers just told me they can't see us, but now they can.
But we
be recording with just the plate up, but you guys could hear us, so there we go.
all this time you're gonna see us?
Yeah, you know, listen.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, it's live. Mistakes are going to happen, but they'll see us in the next segment. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and then we'll be right back with everything about being
Changes
sexy,
over
being
40.
over, huh? What did you
Beauty
say?
over 40.
Yeah, being sexy over 40, living over 40, life over 40, and the beauties of just aging over 40. We'll be right back.
What happened?
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss that fact, taking big swings, put your hand in the bag, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took a red pill, I know life's short, so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel?
Okay. Very short intervention. Very, very, very short interview. Because we weren't even, I didn't even realize that we did not, we weren't able to be seen, and now we can be seen, Teresa. Oh my goodness. My
So
apologies. My apologies.
we need to get our tech in here.
Yeah, I'm reading some of these comments. They're hilarious. Pemberson say you need to go to church tomorrow.
Yeah, we have
He's
the
talking
blessed
about
story.
R-rated versions. This is not for children. This is for adults, Pamerson. Okay. Let's go in and dive into the beautiful aging of over 40. Now, when was that aha moment for you, Teresa? When did you hit that aha moment for your 40s?
In terms of the year I hit my 40s?
Yeah, like when
Or
you
the
hit
month?
40, like what happened? Like
When I
what
hit
changed
40,
in you?
All I wanted to do was travel.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think what was I doing in 2013?
What year did
Because
you
that
turn
was
40?
my first trip out to
She's about to tell her age. Watch.
my first yeah. It's a privilege. It's a blessing.
It is a privilege and a pleasure. Hey,
40 to
listen, if
50.
you didn't wake up in the box this morning, you are blessed, okay?
Yeah. So for me, it was travel. I think that was my first trip out to, because all the time I was traveling between the Caribbean.
Mhm.
So I went to England first. First of the school, I did some years in England and I came back home. So after that was the Caribbean travel.
Yeah.
And then Canada was the next time. So it was the first we linked back up, Hilly. And I was, like going more into doing things, taking more risks. That was my 40s, taking more risks.
For me, I was at work. I used to work for a government agency, and I was sitting at my desk, and a girlfriend of mine walked by and said, I said to her, "Yeah, I'm turning 40 this year." She said, "What?" She goes, "Girl, wait till you turn 40." I said, "Why?" She goes, "Filter comes off."
Filter?
The filter the filter comes off at 40 and it stays off at 50.
Oh, I got you.
You say you're very transparent and you say exactly how you feel, and you're very, very much about not really concerning of how people think about your movement and what you do and justifying things, and you accepting your flaws. And you know how I feel about that. One thing about flaws, I see flaws as assets. They're all lessons, the ability to do better. And one thing that you've learned and we talked about is removing titles, right?
Yep.
You remove that title. So what I do when it comes to removing titles, now, when I say the word titles, I'm talking about mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, friend, and we tend to put certain people on certain pedestals because they have those titles. If you take the title away, you can reveal the individual and the person, and you can decide and determine whether you will allow that person to continue to be on that level in your life, and then also to see exactly who they are so you can do them better and not take that focus and put it upon yourself, because we tend to, move away from certain expressions or transparency when that person has a title. So that's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. You remove the title, reveal the individual and the character, and then you can deal with that individual a little bit better and be a little bit more open, honest, and know what you will allow to continue. And when I say allow,
I like that.
I don't mean that you actually allow people to say whatever or do whatever or abuse whatever. Do not write me. When I say allow, I mean that you can actually now know how to deal with that person. You can determine how to deal with them, how much energy to put into it, and whether or not you will spend all your time trying to convince a person that's not listening to the person that is you. That's what I mean by allow. So
I like that. I think we should make that our motto.
That's my motto.
That should be our motto.
It goes in one ear and out the other. That's your problem, not mine. But yeah. So one of the things about beauty of changing, into the 40s as you go from the 30s into the 40s is that the gravity, the gravity is not so kind. If you want to get plastic surgery, that's on you. I don't advocate for that. I am not, I'm gonna use buy a bra, but
We got some suspenders, don't we?
hey, suspenders do work.
There's a
It worked for Urkel. You got Laura.
What about the men? What about the men in the chat? What
The men, men in the chat.
over-
What do you?
over
How
40?
did
What
you?
were the changes then?
Yeah. What changes does the men experience when they turn
said
to
was
the
there?
40s? Pamerson, what changes did you go
Pamerson,
through?
Kobe.
Rudy? Well, Kobe. I don't think Kobe's Kobe's young.
Okay.
Yeah, Pamerson and Rudy can probably tell us what happened after 40. But you know how guys be. Guys be like, nothing happened. I'm still in my teens.
Mm.
No, you're not. Now, another thing that happens for women over 40, we have a lot of sensitivities. The vaginal area is one, but the breast sensitivity heightens for some, and some it doesn't. It gets, a little bit numbing goes on down there. But what is that one thing, Teresa, when it comes to pains? What is the one thing you notice, the increase of pains in certain areas for females?
For over 40,
You
sexual
do a lot of massaging.
activity.
You do a lot of massaging. You have the spa there in Barbados. She's in Rockdunda, Barbados. People don't know where that is. Rockdunda is in St. James, right? I'm getting it right, St. James.
Yes. One of them is St. James. One of them is no, they have three actually, but mine is in St. James.
St. James, Barbados.
Yes,
You go
mine is
to
in St.
Risa
James.
Nicole. We'll say
Skin and
say your
massage
business,
too.
girl.
Recently goes
Be
Skin and
advertising.
Massage Studio.
Yes.
Located in St. James. You can book an appointment. Come on over. Tomorrow, Sunday is Mother's Day. We're gonna have some footsie therapy. So
I like
you can
that.
go on our
All those
Instagram
last minute
page.
fathers and husbands. You can get a
Yes,
packet.
indeed. You can go on my Instagram page and you can drop me an email, drop me a DM, or you can make contact with my telephone number there, and you'll find your slot
There you go.
on Sunday.
Oh.
So that's pretty good. But in terms of what we're discussing,
Mhm.
over 40, some of the painful things in terms of massaging. So let me go back. For
Nicola
sexual
says she
activity,
blames
but-
Eve for this.
what's that?
Nicola says she blames Eve for
Oh,
this.
okay.
She had to bite the damn apple.
But it just shows our strength, Nicolette. It shows our strength.
Nicola, the Anishinaabe community calls it moon time. I'm pretty sure the other Aboriginal communities also call it that as
Oh,
well.
okay.
But moon time is what is the. I up in Sault Ste. Marie. I went to a circle up there, and I remember them telling me that I was too strong for the circle. So I was like, "What do you mean too strong for the circle?" And they said moon time because that's when the woman is at her strongest. She's being cleansed. And so the way they described it, I was like, I want a period every day. I was like, damn. Okay. But they embrace that as a way of how you and Mother Earth are actually so tied together. And if you think about it, we do follow the moon when it comes to the period, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of massages can you do for the pelvic area when it comes to, because cramps are bad, girl.
The lower back. You could do massaging for the lower back because people tend to, the cramps tend to affect them. What is going on in the chat?
I'm looking at the chat. Pepper says going to church.
Right, so massaging the lower back is good.
Yeah.
Also, some persons tend to get chills when their menses are on.
Yeah.
So wearing warm socks is another one. You can use warm olive oil to massage your feet.
Yeah.
Don't use castor oil. People Do not use castor oil to massage your feet, whether it's warm or room temperature.
Okay, Teresa, why are you telling people not to
sitting-
use casserole?
You can use castor oil. You will be sitting on the toilet if you want castor oil to massage your feet.
Or
I'm
use
telling
dandelion
you.
tea, people. Makes you
Oh
smile.
my goodness. I had that experience with Kareem.
Mm-hmm.
When he was a baby, having bowel issues.
We calling names and people
And
don't know who we're talking about. Who's Kareem?
okay, little boy. And the grandmother said to use warm castor oil, rub around the navel, and rub under the feet. So they did that like the night before. Obviously, everyone forgot about it. Came to meet me in the city, and I'm walking through the city. I left work, break for lunch, and I'm hearing this funny noise coming from the child, like a bubble. So by the time I hold off and look,
Nice.
oh my clothes.
Rudy wants to know how we know so much.
I'm full of it. Oh my goodness.
Teresa, Rudy
Pardon?
wants to know how we know so much.
Oh, we know so much?
Yeah.
Experience. You know they say experience teaches
We got
fools?
40 years.
Experience.
Wait, almost 50 years. Almost 50 years.
Experience.
There you go. Oh, come on, Rudy. You acting like
So-
you don't have experience and you don't know so much. You know a lot. I'm not going to tell the secrets.
No, don't. So in terms of massage, you massage your lower back, you massage your feet,
Yeah.
and that really helps. Warm towels on your pelvis area, warm towels on your back. Some people get headaches.
Yes.
Some people get headaches.
Yes. Yes. Now, another thing that we love about getting older is the ability to actually sensually understand our bodies. We know what feels good, what we want. This is where a lot of guys talk about they want a cougar. You don't want a cougar. We ain't cougars, first of all. We ladies can't handle this. And that's the thing is that women, as they get older, they know what they want. You know, they know how they want to feel, and they know what they want. They know what makes
How they
them
want to
feel
be
good.
treated.
Yeah, and they know what they want you to do.
Come on, guys, step up, step up.
No, wait. You just said you asked for them to step up.
Step up to the plate.
Is that an
Because we're
invitation,
talking about
Teresa?
over 40. We know what we want. We know where we're going.
Yeah.
So if you come and attach yourself to us, it's the only way is forward.
That's
The
right.
only way is forward.
Yeah. Sorry, we got people on WhatsApp talking to us. We got people on YouTube talking to us. Keep talking. Keep talking. We love it. Now,
So these
Teresa.
people, if you can share any ideas that they're like any topics that they want us to bring to the forum, would be good. You can drop it in the chat. You can send an email. You have YouTube, Twitter. Just drop off a message, and we will look into it. Do some research if you need to get someone to come on to give a professional view of it.
Yep.
That would be great.
I'm going to drop the handlers for Twitter and Instagram. And Rudy said we got more freaky after 40. That's right.
That's true.
Hey, Rudy, you got any stories? Rudy's telling us something here. we got more freaky after 40. That's true. That is true. But now you got all these 80s babies and 70s babies up here. That's why it's freaky leaky. That's why we were wearing polka dots and stripes at the same time. And call it fashion. So
polka dot and stripes.
Oh, come on, Teresa! Don't act like you didn't do it too.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. And the big shoulder pads. Remember those?
Oh my goodness.
Yes, girl. I flex those and Lee Coopers with my white skates and my Chrissy hairdo.
You remember the British night sneakers? The beacons.
I remember those.
Oh my goodness. In Barbados, that time we had a place called Skate On.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. That was nice.
Nice. Oh, okay. Well, let's talk a little bit more about being a woman over 40. And again, we're going back to the whole sexuality thing. And one thing that we get really comfortable with as well when it comes to sexuality is identifying our sexuality. And, there's a lot of talk going on and culture going on about pronouns and different, the genders are being spoken about and advocating about. But I think the most important part is the knowing, the understanding, us understanding every part of our body. Hello, Carlos. Carlos is in Barbados. Hello, Carlos of Barbados. Thank you for joining us tonight. We got a lot of people in here. All right. We love it.
Thank you
Keep
all for
going.
coming in.
Huh?
I said thank you all for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for coming in. Like, subscribe, comments. We will love it. Also to go on to our Instagram page.
handles.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. We have some interesting conversations on Twitter. We're trying to get our people going. We're new to every place, as you can tell. We're new to Twitter. We're new to Instagram. We know how to advocate for or businesses, but when it comes to this, podcasting, we're a little bit new to the whole podcasting thing. I mean, I did a whole half an hour, and all you guys saw was
a whole half an hour. That's a dangerous thing. Half an hour.
What can you do? Hey, we're over 40. We keep it real. We keep it real raw here on Hot Tea.
Here on Hot Tea Pleasures.
That's right. Let's wrap it up, Teresa. Let's recap.
Let's do a recap for those who join us late. You will still be able to go on the YouTube after and see the recording. But our discussion tonight was vaginal steaming, and we talk about the different herbs you can use: chamomile, calendula, lavender, mugwort, wormwood, basil, oregano. They all have antibacterial, antimicrobial, and anti-inflammatory properties. The benefits of it and the pros were stress relieving, for fatigue, and hormone imbalance. And the cons: stay away from hot water down there. Okay, we don't want you to cook. Okay, and it is said that it disrupts the natural pH balance, which should be between 3.8 and 4.5. As you age, it will be a 5, in the range of 5. So any vaginal steaming you want to do, consult your physician, or you can check someone in the health and wellness. And there are also courses that you can do for DIY. So you can check that out. You can always do your research before you attempt to do anything with your body. Always do your research. And the purpose of the vaginal steaming, besides the warmth, the nice warm feeling down under, it eases cramps and bloating. It helps regulate menstruation. It cleans the vagina and the uterus. So that's it. That's it. The vaginal steaming, and being over 40, just like Hillary said, you tend to cut off and don't tolerate a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Your tolerance level over 40 starts to change.
And again, our apologies tonight for all the technical difficulties. We are still learning about podcasting and getting things going back and forth with the screen and the pic. Hey, sometimes you can see us, sometimes you can't, but we will get this podcasting 100% by the next time you see us. I just want to, before we go anywhere, Teresa, you have a pop-up coming up on the 28th, because we're going to be live next week.
Okay.
Let's talk about our topic next. Our topic next week first, before we go into that. Next week we have a very serious but interesting topic, because I think when it comes to abuse, that we talk about the female side of abuse, but we do not talk about the male side of abuse. And I've done a couple of workshops where I've had men come up to me and advocate to me that they were in an abusive relationship and was not taken seriously by the police or were not taken seriously by different agencies or their family or friends, and not having an outlet or a place to go for
That
safety
support system.
or support system. I've it's pretty, like, I've seen some some pretty bad cases. So next week we're going to talk about the other side of abuse that we don't like to talk about because for some reason we don't want to admit that some men are raped. It happens, and we do have men that are abused in our community, and we have to be just as supportive to the men or
Yes,
as
we
we are
do.
to the women, because you cannot give one side and turn your back on the other. It's just not who we're supposed to be. So next week we're talking about the other side of abuse, and we're looking
Amen.
at through from the male perspective and them being the victims of abuse and rape. And we're going to dig right into that. On the 28th, however, we are going to have to be pre-recorded on 20th because Teresa has a pop-up
I
in
have an event
Barbados. Tell us about that, Teresa.
on the 28th and 29th, the last weekend in May. I will be at a pop-up shop we call it AgroFest here. Do you have AgroFest in Canada, Hillary? Do you have an AgroFest here as well? Why are you pausing?
No, I'm joking. They have Afrofest. Normally
Okay,
in
we
Mississauga.
have AgroFest here.
Yeah, we have Afrofest in Mississauga, but we have a couple other things too, because like they'll have different fairs based on the different islands in the Caribbean. You know, they have Barbados, I think Barbados by the Water or something like that in Toronto. Nicolette, that's called Barbados by the Water, right? I think that's what it's called. But and then they have various fairs, but Afrofest is one of the ones there. I think probably similar to what you're going to. But go on.
Yeah. Oh, ours is AgroFest. It's short for, there's an acronym for agriculture.
Oh, okay.
So it's
This
a
is
lot
totally
of
different.
in terms of farming and vegetation, and we're not a lot of natural products that we use.
Oh, we just call it farmers
And,
market here.
So good, Hillary. So yes, I'm a part of this event. It's a 2-day weekend,
Yeah.
and it starts something like 9 o'clock and finish like 7, 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So by the time it finishes to get back here and set up, it'll be too late. And I don't want to, rob you of that time. So we will do a pre-recording and we will post it. Still go on and look for more information. AgroFest in Barbados is in the St. Michael area in Queen's Park. So it's kind of central. So it'll be easy to find. On.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. We have a question, but we ran out of time, so I want to get this question out. Rudy says, some women knows exactly what we like, but they refuse to do it. But what want it done to them? What do you both have to say about that?
What is it that he's referring to?
So he's saying that we women, right? Some women knows exactly what we like, what they as men like, but they refuse to do it.
And what is that men like?
But they want it done to them. I think he's talking about oral sex, but okay. And he wants to know what we think about that.
I think it's from the point of view of the two parties.
There's a communication problem, Rudy. If you have your lady and you're doing stuff to your lady, and you're telling her you like what she's doing, and then when you go, when you say, okay, now my turn, and you say, okay, this is what I like, she goes, I ain't doing that. You need to have a conversation with your lady, because obviously you have to let her know that you're not getting satisfied. What do you say, Teresa?
It's a two-way street.
Yep, it's a two-way street. You cannot
step to the table.
Listen, there is sex and then there is lovemaking, okay?
But sometimes you need to find out if there's a problem. Is it painful? Is it
Yep.
Sometimes it can be it's a mental issue that the person is going through, the reason why they don't want to do it. So like Hillary said, it's all about communication.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we see these things and go, hey, you ain't doing this, I ain't doing it either, and just leave it there. But it's not
Or it
always
could be
that.
that they've never done it before
Relationship,
and they're not sure.
you communicate.
Mm-hmm. But if you like, let's say for example, oral sex, and the woman never done the oral sex before or doesn't even know what to do, well, you show
You
her.
teach her.
Yeah, teach her.
You
Take
teach
this
her.
as a teaching moment, Rudy. That's what we got to say about that.
Does that answer his question?
Does that answer your question, Rudy? You need to talk to your lady. Tell her that you need to be satisfied just as much as she does.
Maybe Rudy or Ruby.
Rudy.
Maybe he's asking for a friend. What do you mean talk to his name? Maybe he's asking for a
sorry.
friend.
Maybe he's asking for a friend. Disclaimer, Teresa. Oh my goodness. All right, we wrap it up. And we tell you exactly where you're going in Barbados, Queens?
Yes, Queen's Park Gallery. It's a whole field there, really full of persons having natural products, a lot of entrepreneurs displaying their products.
Awesome.
I will be doing mini massages there along with my natural skincare products. Will be on sale.
Mm-hmm.
So
who's it being sponsored by?
Barbados Trust Funds and Loans.
Shout out to Barbados Trust Funds and Loans. We need that money.
Thanks to the government for offering contribution through them for us.
Yeah,
so
black entrepreneurship, good. Baby.
If you check out my page on Instagram, Risa_toy, so it's Risa_Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up between now and Tuesday, you should be seeing some postings of myself and other entrepreneurs at an event that we had today as well in St. James. So that was nice.
Okay, awesome. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Me, I'm into logistics, so I have the trucking business going, as well as I'm all about that speaking, starting back up the speaking start of things. I'm going to get some workshops going soon and try to get people to really love their what they do. Passion is number one for me. Do what you love and love what you do, and if you will never work a day in your life.
That's true.
Okay, so that wraps it up. Another live one of mistakes, and I say, hey, what did I say, Teresa? What is my saying?
Your flaws are your assets.
Flaws are your assets, baby. And we had a lot of flaws tonight, girl.
I wonder what our technical director is going to say to us.
Our technical director is probably slapping his face like, oh my God, I only spent 4 hours with these girls.
They don't listen. They don't listen. They did this.
That's okay. That's okay. We will listen another time. But until next Saturday, keep it live, keep it raw, keep it real. And Teresa?
And moisten
it up. For Hillary, all the way here in Ontario, Canada.
And from Teresa, all the way in Barbados. Hot tea with pleasures. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Good night.
Good night. Bye, Teresa.
Bye.
Never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, hit the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I take a red pill, I know life's short, so I live real good.